that's pretty much like the big victory they had in the entire season.
Yeah.
And um and yeah, that stadium is not the easiest to go to for most teams, so West Ham definitely have their advantage.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you folks listening out there. A happy new year to everyone. Football is back, not the WSL, but the FA Cup. And aren't we looking forward to a nice cup run from all of our favorite teams? I mean, they're different for everyone, but it's always nice to be on a cup run. So, we're here to talk about some of the WSL fixtures in the FA Cup. So, a few of the WSL teams are playing each other. Today, we're going to talk about West Ham versus Liverpool, which I think is going to be a really, really exciting fixture. I think perhaps the most exciting fixture of all the fixtures in the lineup, arguably. Guy, how are you feeling about this fixture?
You know what? I was thinking a lot about Liverpool's run in the WSL so far, how they've performed, and West Ham's as well. And I keep going back and forth on it. And hopefully, the game is as fun as I have kind of made it up to be in my head. Because in
Yeah.
my head, it's like end to end, maybe like both teams scoring like 3 goals apiece, and then like penalty shootout. Like I have the whole drama that's happening in my head, right? But we will see. Yeah, excited about this fixture, surely.
So, what's the news on Liverpool? Like, do you know, have you been keeping up with like uh, injuries, transfers, either for Liverpool or for West Ham?
Yeah, so with Liverpool, as far as I understand, of course, like one of the stories on the Liverpool front, apart from their performances on the pitch, was also that there is an injury crisis that's happening. Like so many of their players have been injured, and um, and also Matt Beard towards the end of December saying that he has no money to get new players in. Uh, so what's interesting to see is that they've got a couple of players on loan. So you have Samkerr, the Scottish Samkerr, who's on loan from Bayern Munich, who's a midfielder, as well as Julia Bartel from Chelsea, who's on loan there as well. Um, like I have not seen Sam Kerr play too much, but Julia Bartel, I've read like enough about her as a player. Is obviously like a very exciting young midfielder from Barcelona, and yeah, I think that loan would be good for her. But yeah, I think it's good. I think this approach that Liverpool have is good because they also have players coming back from injury. Like they have Sophie Romanhog, who I think they've missed dearly because they have been struggling in front of goal, and that's usually not the case when they have like a focal player like Roman Haug there, because like the issue that Liverpool have had is that there's been like way too much reliance on either Olivia Smith or Capox or Hobinger. So thinking about all of that, you also have Hobinger who had gone out with a groin injury. She's also coming back. Uh, but of course, the real question is how match fit are they and if they're going to play in this fixture. Uh, because Haug has been out for at least like 6 to 8 weeks now, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and yeah, I think from like a West Ham perspective, there's not been too much movement on the January transfer window front, but of course they've extended contracts of a couple of players, Amber Tiziak as well as Anouk Denton. So that's good from like a club perspective to hold on to these players, especially Denton. I think has been like their standout player this season. So it's good that they've kind of locked her down.
Yeah, and I also think that like with West Ham, they hit a little bit of form just before we ended the ended the last year. They hit a
Yeah.
little bit of form, and they didn't look like they were just the Katrina Gori team anymore.
Hmm.
So um, like uh I, I do feel like with West Ham there is and like I feel like they'll do better now. Like they must have gone through the drills, they must be improving on that and building and stuff.
Yeah, I think honestly, uh, that's where I think I might put my money on West Ham in this fixture for like two different reasons. One is, well, first one is like from like the Chelsea experience last season, where like we faced West Ham, I think in the fourth round of the FA Cup. We had drawn West Ham and they gave us a real game. Like I thought we were going to lose to West Ham. Like it was that bad, and they came out firing, you know. And that's one thing. Like having that memory of what West Ham could be potentially under Ian Skinner as well, you know. And the other factor being that, you know, they have a more settled squad as opposed to Liverpool, who have these two like lone players who've come in, players coming back from injury. So how well drilled are they going to be is a real question. How much match fitness there is going to be. So I think right now, if I was West Ham, I would sort of reflect on that performance last year and would try to like come out with the same energy, because you can strike Liverpool now, you know, because I feel like they are not at the best that they can be. They haven't been all season. And that's not just because of injury, that's also because of just poor form, a bit of coaching issue, all sorts of things. But if I were West Ham, I would uh, use this opportunity to sort of, you know, try and win this. Because, like you said, you know, it's like cup fixtures are either you win them or you lose them. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, honestly, like also West Ham are at home. Like it's the perfect time. You're at home, the holidays are finished, everyone is well rested, squad is settled, doing the drills. I
Yeah.
feel like it's your game to lose.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Liverpool pull off a victory here, I can see them going on a run, like taking some confidence from this victory and going on a serious run. I
Yeah.
can see it happening.
I see what you mean. Like West Ham, I feel like their home is like not the easiest place to go to. They do generally tend to get some interesting results at home. You know, I think last season they beat Arsenal at home, which was like a big, well, I guess that's pretty much like the big victory they had in the entire season.
Yeah.
And um and yeah, that stadium is not the easiest to go to for most teams, so West Ham definitely have that advantage. I think the flip side of it is the deep cup run that Liverpool had last season. They lost out to Leicester in the semi-finals. So um uh, did they in the quarterfinals? In the quarterfinals, sorry, Spurs played
Yeah.
Leicester in the semi-finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, there is that familiarity, and I generally think Liverpool had a terribly off day on the day they lost to Leicester. Any other day, Liverpool would have won that game. So I feel like Matt Beard is also like one of those experienced coaches who can just like pull something out of the bag, um, like on a one-off. So yeah, I genuinely think like I wouldn't be surprised if yeah, Liverpool do kind of yeah, cause a bit of a surprise. I sorry, I just heard some noise. Cause a bit of a surprise. Okay, I am hearing a bit noise from someone. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah,
So, I'm assuming you're going to stick your neck out in the prediction and predict a West Ham victory. Guy, what is your prediction?
yeah. I think I'm gonna go West Ham as well. I think I'm gonna go 1-0 West Ham.
1-0 West Ham. After all of that build up, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I was just
I
giving information.
I think there's going to be goals on both sides. Like I
Uh-huh.
think Liverpool have been struggling to score, so they'll be practicing that, and
Mhm.
I think they will score. But I still think West Ham will win. So Sorry, Liverpool fans. I know you have the better team on paper, but 2-1 West Ham.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be a West Ham win.
Yeah. Well, with that, it's a wrap. We'll get back to you after the game with a post match. I mean, it's not like we have anything to do. There isn't any WSL, so we might as well. And we look forward to our transfer episode as well, which we will put out on deadline. Well, the day after deadline day.
Yeah.
Keep our eye out for that, and please don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, and please put down your comments, put down your thoughts, whether you disagree with us, whether you agree, whether you have something to say about football in general, about women's football that we haven't addressed or you'd like us to address. Any ideas for videos? Because listen, it's dry out there right now. We'd appreciate the crowdsourcing of ideas. So with that, we bring an end to this episode. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.